Welcome to Cool Boy Movie Show. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We're going to talk about Chubbies.
We're going to cut that out.
What?
Let's restart that.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We would have done a Christmas episode, but...
What are you talking about? This is the Christmas episode.
Yes.
La 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 la.
Even though it's January.
No, it's December.
It's December.
It's January.
Kevin. No, it's December.
It's fucking January. Why do you guys always get the dates wrong?
It's December, Kevin.
It fucking says January.
It's December.
That's an Apple computer, though, isn't
yeah,
it?
that's Apple.
Apple lies
sucks.
to you. They're reptilians.
Okay, what the fuck does your phone say?
It's Samsung. They're reptilians, too.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's private.
January 12th.
That's private.
It's too small to
It's
see.
black.
This is...
Turn on.
I just learned that my grandma has cancer.
That's not funny, but I'm laughing. Why is that, guys?
No, I'm being
Because it is funny.
I'm being dead serious.
What kind? Like stage 4? Is it
It's
metastasized?
Prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer?
Yeah.
Isn't that the penis, though?
Yeah.
I couldn't keep the straight face. I mean, what?
I was good acting, though. You almost convinced me there for a second.
Yeah. I tried.
He's gonna be an actor someday.
And the
I should
Golden
give
Globe
him, I should give him an Oscar right now.
the Golden Globe goes to
I'll give him my I'll give him my dollar store
Emma Stone.
Oscar. This is
Too bad
that-
you lost to Emma Stone.
my best Dad of the Year award Oscar to him.
I'm fucking sweating.
Lifetime Achievement Award goes to
Nobody.
Betsy Ross.
Fuck Betsy Ross.
Who is she?
I don't fucking know.
She sew the American flag?
No, that was...
Or was she the one who sat in the back of the bus? And she's like, no, I'm not sitting in the back of the bus.
that's Rosa Parks.
Okay.
Did you guys see the new Star Trek movie?
Which one?
Star Trek
Into
Beyond.
Darkness?
No, Beyond.
Yeah, I did.
I
What'd
did.
you
That
think?
was pretty good. I thought it was story-wise.
It was as good as it could have been.
Writing-wise,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. It's just
The writing was yummy.
Director was crap.
Pretty lame.
If it was fucking JJ, it would have been amazing.
I prefer
Except-
Into Darkness.
JJ would have probably ruined it, though. So.
What? Still tell me you prefer Into Darkness.
Into Darkness is trash.
No, I prefer.
Into Darkness is
Trash.
Like,
complete
it's
trash.
Wrath of Khan, the worst version.
It's very
No.
visually interesting. It's much better looking than Beyond, but the story is
Have you seen the
god-awful.
originals at all?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Oh. I'm pretty sure once you see the real Khan, he's a lot cooler and awesomer.
Is he
Who the fuck
Spanish
is
too?
Khan?
He has like a
Yeah,
Spanish
yeah,
accent.
but Ricardo Montalban.
I'm going to fuck you up.
Who's
Do you-
Khan?
Boy?
Do you remember the grandpa from Spy Kids?
Yes.
It's him.
Is that him?
That's him.
I have a perfect image of him in my head now. Yeah, I that makes so much sense.
Remember that stupid scene in Spy Kids 3D?
Yeah.
3D when he's like in the suit and he's like walking
That was
around the moon.
the strangest thing. That movie is weird.
It is weird.
What is up with Robert Rodriguez?
He's fucking awesome.
It didn't get weird. It didn't get really weird until Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
Yeah. What happened to him?
George Lopez. What was his name? It was like
Mr. Electric.
no, his name was Mr. Electricidia.
Yeah, no,
Oh, no.
no, Electricity Daughter.
No, that's when he was in real life.
Yeah, that's
but
his
in the
name.
dream he was
and then
Mr. Electric.
It was Mr. Electric or
His
something like that.
Electricidia.
I'm Mr. Electric or some shit like
His
that.
movies are always so Mexican.
And young, well, because he is.
I know, it's funny how like in your face it is.
And that kid was in it. From
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner,
yeah.
young Taylor Lautner. And no one else, because everyone else in that movie sucked.
Taylor Lautner sucked in it too, though.
I know, but I mean, everyone else sucked. But
He
he was
was
the only one who
good.
did anything.
You guys remember the ant bully?
What?
Have you guys seen Rogue One?
Wait, Empoli wasn't the one about the ants and the kid who shrinks down?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The fuck is Ant-Man? Who's eyelash?
You just killed Ant-Man.
That's probably his eyelash.
My eyelash. It probably is my eyelash. No! What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Sorry.
You're supposed to blow it and then make a wish.
I just want to...
Do you not know your folklore?
No.
I put pennies in my shoes.
Look at this gay boy.
I put pennies in my shoes when I find them.
Me too. I have like 5 pennies in my shoes.
What are you all supposed to do one at a
I'm
time?
hoarding all the luck. And whenever you take your shoes off, it's like you're losing the penny. And then when you put your shoes back on, it's like finding the penny again. So it like reverses the luck.
Rogue One, everybody.
Rogue One, starring Taylor
Nobody.
Lautner.
Nobody. Fucking nobody.
Felicity Jones.
Spanish guy.
Felicity Jones.
These Spanish are
Mads
Mexican.
Nicholson.
A CGI'd,
Forrest Whitaker.
a CGI'd,
A CGI Tarkin. CGI Leia.
My dad thought it was actually him.
you know
He
what?
came back. He came back to the dead.
I did
From the
too.
dead.
Yeah, he looks exactly. He hasn't aged since the first one.
We were forgetting the best CGI fake doll-like character who emotionless Felicity Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't know it. I didn't know she was CGI at all.
Yeah. No, she was actually very well CGI.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't get the emotions right though.
No.
It's very flat.
Yeah, it looked a little uncanny.
Yeah.
But they tried.
The detail,
tried.
the texture on the face was pretty good.
Yeah, but the acting, was probably, the voice acting and probably the emotions,
Yeah.
probably the animation, were probably not that
They
great.
probably should have got Andy Serkis to do it.
He already did though in the Planet of the Apes movies.
Yeah, this Felicity Jones
that's
playing
Felicity
Caesar,
Jones.
right?
Yeah, that was. Oh, I just looked just like her too.
Yeah.
When you had just put the two pictures of them right next to each other. So, okay, let's talk about Rogue One.
It had
was
good
good.
space battles. It was very accurate space battles.
It's good.
They got the Y-wings.
It's good.
Because the last movie didn't have Y-wings in it.
That was weird. I don't understand why
They just had X-wings. Now it was like an actual bombing run. It was like, oh my god, they got Y-wings.
I'm offended.
And they got that hammerhead thing. It was like, oh, it's coming in, it's going to hit the...
That was really cool.
That was cool. It was like guerrilla warfare in space.
Okay, so let's talk about the positives first.
He just said them.
I like the cinematography.
The cinematography is really
It looks
It's
great.
yummy. The shot.
Looks
It's
great.
probably
6K.
the best looking. I think this is better looking than overall than Force Awakens.
I agree.
Force Awakens look like shit, honestly.
Oh, really?
Edwards.
I think Force Awakens is
That's the one thing I thought was good about Force
basically,
Awakens.
no. Okay, when it's like
Because it was like recreations of storyboards,
When-
like frame, like little. Like
no,
this-
no. When it's like
ridiculous.
people scenes and like in camera effects,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
awesome. But when it's like CGI, at least like action CGI scenes,
Yeah.
it looks fucking terrible. I think at least maybe not the desert scene, but the anything afterwards, after the end, especially like after that Rancor sequence, the one with like those ball things that have tentacles, looked like shit.
That looked like shit. Yeah.
Everything looked like shit after that. I don't know.
That was like offensively CGI.
And when I watched that, that Starkiller base battle, it just looks all CGI to me. It looks like shit. Rogue One looks so much better. The effects
pretty.
look so much more solid to me, I think.
Yeah.
The only problem is just that the movie sucks.
I don't think it
It sucks.
It's
The story sucks.
it's the beginning is really good. I like the beginning a lot.
I like the very beginning.
It's all well set up, and the characters are very well defined in the beginning, but it kind of just gets muddled near the end.
What do you think, Jacob?
I think Darth Maul should have been in this movie instead of Darth Vader.
Aren't you keeping up with the new
He's got robot legs!
Aren't you keeping up with the new Star Wars Rebel series?
No.
Where they have that
His just name is Maul now.
Obi-Wan and Darth Maul fight in Rebels.
Right? What?
Yeah. Old Obi-Wan. And
That's so
They have a
cool!
rematch.
Did they get what's that actor's name? Fuck.
Yeah,
He played a Muslim guy in Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh, you mean
A brown person.
Alec Guinness?
Alec Guinness. Did they get Alec Guinness to voice the CGI
I'm pretty sure he's
version?
dead.
2016, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Wow, 2016 went back in time to kill Andy Serkis. Oh, sorry, Alec Guinness.
I liked Rogue One. I liked it. I thought it was good. I do have my problems with it though.
It's okay.
If you want to get into problems, Kevin.
I thought it was overall it was a fun experience as an action movie. It
was a fun experience.
but I don't think it's a really good movie, honestly.
I think it's good.
I like the design of the Death Troopers.
Here's the thing. I thought it was a good, well done sci-fi movie, but nothing about it, to me at least, felt like Star Wars.
That's what a lot of people have been saying, but I don't think it needs to feel like Star Wars.
No, that my thing is the complete opposite.
That's the
It
thing I
feels-
like the most.
It feels too much like Star Wars.
I see what you mean there.
And it's a terrible sci-fi movie.
Really? Well, the thing about
It's a
Star
terrible
Wars,
sci-fi movie.
what makes a movie feel like Star Wars is the characters.
And the characters are shit.
The characters are shit in this movie.
They are good in the beginning. They're all very well set up in the beginning, but they don't really do very much.
No, there's like no development after. Like I thought they're introduced fine, but there's no development. That's the thing.
I don't know shit about any of them.
The next sequence
there's a very threadbare character arc for all of them, but it's just so threadbare that it's kind of pointless.
Also, can we get into spoilers?
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
I fucking love that they killed them off at the end.
I like that.
That was awesome.
I thought that was really cool.
Because it was like, yeah, these are characters we just introduced, to you, but they're not, they're not special. So we're just.
I wish they characterized them more.
I did too.
So that when they die, you're like, oh my god!
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Doug Walker, even though he's like not always the best.
Doug Walker?
Doug Walker.
Oh.
He made actually a really good point.
Darth Walker.
That.
Yeah.
But he actually made a really good point that that probably the reason why that like the characters aren't that well developed is because they get killed.
Because they get killed off. That's a really interesting point.
Because
we don't want you to like them too much.
Yeah, so basically whenever there's a time where if things are gonna start getting interesting, they pull back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
that's interesting.
That could be one of the decisions made. But I hear also that originally they weren't going to die. And then there's tons of rewrites and things like that.
Yeah, it kind of is a little bit of a muddled mess because of studio interference.
A little too much studio interference. And although honestly, it might have still not have been great even beforehand. But the thing is, I like how they die, but I hate the ending. I hate the ending of this movie so much.
What? What do you mean?
Anything post-death, the post-death scene.
The hallway scene is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I want to talk about the hallway scene, but you can.
I want to talk about. We need to talk about Kevin. Have you seen that movie?
No.
I want to see.
It has your name in it.
It's got Tilda Swinton.
It's about.
It's about.
I don't think he's a.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, spoiler alert. Sorry,
dude.
But no, he's like a kid, like a mentally, not mentally challenged, but he's like a socially awkward kid,
like a sociopath.
Yeah, sociopath, and he's just kind of like a big asshole to his little brother and his mom and dad. It's about the mom's struggle trying to raise her psychopath of a son. It's a good movie.
Cool.
What were you guys going to talk about?
I was talking about the hallway.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Or what do you want?
I mean,
talk about?
It's the thing is that I do admit I enjoy watching that sequence because if the movie's going to go pure stupid, all balls to the wall dumb fan service, which it does at the end, then
Look, C-3PO and R2-D2, I know them.
I enjoyed it, but the thing is that was the most enjoyable part of that movie because it was just fucking dumb, and the thing is the entire ending is just dumb.
The characters brings me into Gareth Edwards.
Hey, I want to talk about the hallway.
Okay, fine. Fuck.
The hallway scene's very interesting. I read an essay recently that deconstructed all the problems with the film, and it's really detailed. And it talks about the hallway sequence and how because it's placed after all the main characters have died. And because you know that it's going to get to them anyways, there's no impact to that scene. And that's true. Because, there really isn't. It's everyone's already dead.
Yeah.
Your empathy and your connection to anyone is completely gone. And there's all these no-name, faceless people who are killed in this hallway. See, imagine if they were the main characters were in the hallway, and they died that way.
That'd be cool.
That would be fucking crazy.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fucking crazy.
That'd be cool.
But that's not what they did. And in a way, it almost feels like the closing paragraph of an essay, in a way. Because in a way, there is a sort of thematic thread to this film. It's about sacrifice, and it's about
war. Look how great
it's a war movie. It's a war movie.
Like Saving Private Ryan.
It's dark. Well, it's about fighting for a cause in a way, and it has a statement about that, and that scene's almost like a closing paragraph. You know what I mean? It encapsulates the film's themes within that scene. The problem is it still doesn't matter because
Wait, Darth Vader like throwing guys around and like cutting
it's
them up.
sacrifice for a cause, and he's like they're sacrificing themselves to get this information across.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not good. That's the thing, because this could have easily been this could have easily been articulated with the main characters in that hallway, but they just had no-name faceless people. So, that it kind of doesn't matter. But it's interesting to explore. Like I said, there's a lot of really cool ideas in this film. And a lot of really cool, thematic stuff. And character stuff. And there's, moral ambiguity, and it's interesting. The problem is, it's just, it's so messy.
But the thing is, since it's so messy,
it's pointless.
It's not a movie.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not a movie.
It's a mess.
This movie's not a movie. It's just cash grab.
Although in some ways, I feel it's less messy than The Force Awakens.
Fuck no.
It's more focused than The Force Awakens, surprisingly.
No, it is. The Force Awakens is more focused.
No, this is more focused.
How the fuck is Force Awakens not as much focused?
There's a whole entire action sequence that has no pertinence to the plot whatsoever, right smack in the middle of the film. A giant, that sequence is probably, almost 10 minutes, maybe. I don't know. I'm talking about the big ball thing.
I know.
Completely fucking pointless.
But here's the thing.
Completely pointless.
Here's the thing. I actually had fun during that sequence.
No, yeah. It's fun, but it's pointless. That's why I'm not arguing fun.
I don't think it's that pointless.
Well, I'm not arguing fun. I'm arguing focus. And this movie is so much more focused. It's every scene, despite its problems, all the scenes have a purpose. Including the worst scene, which is the Darth Vader scene. That still has a purpose.
But just because it has a purpose doesn't mean it's enjoyable.
Like I said, I'm not arguing the enjoyability of it, because then Force Awakens wins in spades. But I'm saying focus. And Rogue One is much more focused.
And also, while the story isn't more focused, the characters are not focused. So they're
just non-existent.
So it's basically like you're enjoying a focused sequence, but with unfocused characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Force Awakens is a better movie, though.
I agree. They're both kind of meh.
I mean, there's at least there's a momentum to the story, which Star Wars should have. It should have a clear.
Oh yeah.
There is somewhat of a goal, and there is somewhat of a lead up and build up. And while the Rancor sequence, I admit it's sort of it's not that great, and it does stop the movie in a sense. But I at least enjoy that. I really enjoy it.
Fun.
I really enjoy that sequence. And
but from a screenplay perspective,
it's just
it's a mess. It's just such a mess.
It's just the way to get Han Solo off the ship and to.
And there's other problems as well. I mean, Rey as a character struggles. She doesn't struggle at all, whatsoever. Her struggle, and if she does, it's so minimal. For instance, I mean, a really perfect example would be the scene where she's being interrogated, and she just breaks out. Just no problem. She just suddenly, I know the Force just better than anyone ever. Boom, just easy.
You know who else didn't struggle? Luke!
They did.
How?
A considerable more margin than Rey.
How?
His progression is much more gradual.
How does he struggle more than Rey?
His progression is much more progressed.
How? In the New Hope, and just in the New Hope, I mean.
Okay.
They both start off low individuals, and then they go on a wacky, fun adventure.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't think the first movie is all that good, to be honest.
Well, yeah, but if people are gonna compare it to Force Awakens, I mean.
Well, I'm not even comparing it to the other ones. I'm saying that's a problem.
But people love Star Wars, the original, but people are talking about how Rey isn't that great a character when her arc is the exact same as Luke. In fact. She's actually suffered...
That's a problem.
No, she suffered more than... probably more than Luke did, because at least in terms of her backstory.
I'm not comparing
because
it to...
Luke was just was just supposed to be some dumb suburban kid.
Yeah.
Who was he's some spoiled suburban kid. He was I want to go! I want to leave this place! And I just want to go to Tashi Station and pick up some power converters. But Rey, she had to live out her entire life on a desert planet.
Yeah.
And I think that's why
I'd say both films are kind of meh.
But it's just that people keep talking about how Rey's in it, but then they completely ignore that.
No, I'm not ignoring that. I think it's just
that problem. I mean, okay, but everyone else is.
Well, I'm not everyone else. I think that's a huge problem because like that's the thing about like the first Star Wars.
But the thing is,
movie
it's just the first movie. It's just the first movie. If you watch the first movie, like Darth
that's
Vader,
not an excuse.
yes, it is.
No, it's not.
No. If
Every film should be viewed as an independent property, an independent piece.
and that's why it works because I mean, like if the original Star Wars can with just like very little character development with both Luke and Darth Vader, then why can't this one? In fact, we get more development for both the villains, the
the best part about the movie is Kylo Ren
and Rey. She's I mean like I think she's pretty good. I mean we're gonna see more of her.
I think she's pretty.
I think we got away. And I think she did fine. And I think her character arc was fine.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's not good. It's not like that good.
But so wasn't Luke in the original. It wasn't that great. But
exactly.
But that wasn't that necessarily the point. And and if it's gonna be, I'm pretty sure like once we understand like after episode 8 or 9, we're gonna look back.
I don't think that's really an excuse though.
I know it's not an excuse. I'm just saying that we're gonna understand more. And this time it's actually gonna be part of a whole story instead of the original. It was just sort of like it was just like a one-time thing.
Yeah. Which is, I think, a strength of the first one, though.
And this one is too, except for the ending. The thing is, like, Rey's character, I think I will stand by Rey's character that she starts off what you need to be, and she comes to just fine.
I just picture you standing next to Rey, like,
I'm standing by you, and she's like, thanks,
thanks, Kevin.
I mean. She's kind of just an inconsequential character. She really just doesn't have very much to her. That's my problem, I guess.
So doesn't Luke, but everyone loves him.
Well, I don't love Luke, so that's the thing.
Yeah, I agree. Anyways, so Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Edwards.
Great director. All of his movies are very well directed. They all look great. He's just overall really good director. Except he has the same problem in all of his fucking movies. Same problem with Godzilla. It's the fucking characters. You don't give a shit about any of them.
Well, I mean, like that's not necessarily his fault. It's the
writer's fault.
That's true. He didn't write his movies.
But exactly. Also, like his direction to the characters aren't that great either.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to get.
I mean, like they always honestly.
They're all very emotionless.
Yeah, very bland. Like Aaron Taylor Johnson and Felicity Johnson. They feel a little like they feel a little like switchable. Like they're both like just plain ass people.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. Who's that?
The guy in the guy.
He's the perverted guy in Nocturnal Animals.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, who is he playing?
He plays the main character in Godzilla.
Oh, okay, I
Bryan
didn't know that.
Cranston's son.
Although actually, well, no, in Monsters, like the character's really good at that. The character direction's really good at that.
I haven't seen Monsters in a while.
Although probably because he actually probably wrote it, and maybe because like now he since it was his characters or someone he actually
maybe he understands them more.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, as a director, you should say like, you know what, these characters are not very well developed. I'm gonna do something about this, Mr. Writer.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta step up your game.
I just have a feeling that like the production of this film was kind of a clusterfuck. I imagine. Yeah. Considering there were reshoots and stuff like that, it was probably just he's like I don't know. Baby, what are you doing? What are you doing, baby? What are you doing, baby? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Nah. Yeah.
It's my friend.
No, he doesn't get it. I gotta move? Okay. Where I gotta go? Where do I gotta go?
Can you see him in the camera?
I can hold him.
Move.
Yeah, you can see him in the camera. I think he's framed in. Maybe. Just put him on your lap.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Put him on your lap.
Gonna introduce the new.
We don't need chairs here.
Yeah, fuck.
We don't need chairs. We don't need chairs where we're going.
Anyways, Rogue One.
We do. Sorry. It's pretty inconsequential.
But I have to admit, though, as a fan, if I look at this as I compare more. I try to view this movie as more like a fan film. I do not consider this movie
fan fiction
at all. But
He might not be in frame.
I think it's just a fan film with a big budget. That's what I try to view it as. I view it as EU. I view it as extended universe.
Oh, I thought you meant EU as in European Union.
EA Sports.
It's in the game.
When people talk about EU, though, I thought they were talking about extended universe. So, joke's on me, too.
Britain left the extended universe. What?
And, yeah. But in some of those X-Wing battle sequences...
Those were awesome.
Pretty tasty.
They were good.
Awesome.
They
the
were
whole
pretty
third
good.
act I thought was really good. Besides, like you said, like the last 5 minutes, I didn't really like.
And then it was cool. It was quaint. But the problem is,
yeah, that's a good word to use for it.
But the problem is just that you got that gritty war movie, and then you got the Star Wars movie.
Yep.
And they're like conflicting with each other.
They don't fucking match. Like sometimes
Yeah.
they go to whenever they go to like Chirrut or and then they go up to like the X-Wing battle sequence or something like that. It's like they're two totally different movies. Like they're just like it's just a fucking tonal.
Yeah, this movie for me is like it's a solid 7.
But I mean, if there were like any reason to like watch the movie after this, I would only watch it to watch those action sequences, honestly.
Or the cinematography.
But it's good cinematography doesn't always help.
No, yeah, it doesn't. No, yeah, exactly.
I would never watch that that rain sequence. I would never watch that sequence again.
What are you talking about?
You know that middle like sequence?
Oh yeah, with the when the dad dies.
When the dad dies and it's in the rain. And it's
Yeah,
just like fucking.
I felt very, very messy.
That was just such a messy and boring second act. Like that.
How come like when everyone dies in this movie, they have to have like a little like monologue before they die, or they always die right before they live long enough so that the character can grab them and go, "Don't die!"
And before they have important information.
Yeah, exactly.
And like every important information is just like conveniently for
Yeah.
There are explanations for why there's no like she didn't bring the message because I forgot.
Yeah.
I just forgot the message. And yeah, okay, everything happens so fast. But then like they just go. Then the fucking like X-Wings come just in time to kill Mads Mikkelsen right before they needed her.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to cut you off. I think it's very fucking rude of you guys that you just cut me off right. I was about to introduce Sammy here. You didn't let me talk about it. I think it's very rude that you guys just started talking about Rogue One, and I was about to introduce my friend here.
I don't think we're
the new addition to the show.
I don't think we really need to talk about him. I don't think we really need to.
Why don't we need to talk about Sammy, Kevin? I think it's very fucking rude of you guys that you just keep talking about movies like this is some fucking Cool Dudes movie show or something, when I have a special guest here, a new addition to the show.
Fine, talk about him!
Everyone, this is Sammy. He's a new friend of ours. And he's going to be on the show for a little bit. And so he's just going to kind of, sit here with us, talk about movies, and that's what he does. What do you think about
You're trying to replace me, okay? I'm sorry. I keep fucking up. I'm sorry. You know the camera shit? I keep fucking up. I'm sorry. Don't replace me, please. Don't replace me. Don't replace me.
Jordan.
Please. No! I am better than Sammy.
We'll talk about it later. Okay. We'll talk about it, but later. Not right now.
Fuck you, Sammy.
I hate you, Sammy.
So, Sammy, what do you think of Rogue One?
What this situation requires is a whole lot more of you shutting your mother ass up.
Yeah, honestly.
I agree with him, honestly.
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, he said
Fuck
it. He
you.
said it first here on Cool Dudes Movie Show. I mean, you gotta agree with him, though. He has a good point.
Fuck you for being right.
What the fuck did I sign up for this shit, honestly? What the fuck was I doing?
Like I said, I'm always up for a suicide pact if you guys are.
I might want to do that now.
Yeah? You want to do it now? What are you doing?
Right now?
Yeah.
Not right now, but eventually.
Oh.
We just do it live on the show. Or no,
It's not live.
No, we should set up like a YouTube live thing, live broadcast where we do it on YouTube Live, and then it'll be like one of those videos that people find on the deep web. The coolest movie shows kill themselves live on YouTube.
At least then we'll get some notoriety.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a good idea. Maybe we shouldn't just kill ourselves, but we should like pretend to do it. And then get the notoriety and be like, hey, we're back, it was just a joke, faggots!
That's a good idea, actually.
Right, Sammy?
Right, Sammy?
Fuck you, Sammy. Go to hell.
Maybe I should just kill you too.
You guys are so mean to Sammy. I fucking get it.
You know you should have killed that bitch!
Are you fucking serious? Let's just conclude our talks about Rogue One.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't care anymore.
Rogue One's okay. Fuck it. I'm sure you've already seen it. Fuck you. All right.
I would wait until it's like on Netflix or buy it.
They've already fucking seen it. No
I just want everyone to stop talking about it.
Everyone's already seen it. Everyone's talking about it. It's fucking weird. Now you.
Why are we talking about it?
Because they want to hear our thoughts.
Who's
on
they?
It. The 91 people subscribe to our channel.
It's okay.
Or is it they?
It's okay, but don't consider it canon, boys. All right.
Is it tied in okay?
Fuck you. Are you seriously gonna have an entire time?
Yeah. Why? Why not?
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should do it. So we can show everyone how fucking stupid he is. And then they'll love me.
Moonlight.
Moonlight.
The fuck is that?
Maybe Sammy has something to say about it.
Normally, both your asses would be dead as fucking fried chicken. But you happen to pull this shit while I'm in a transitional period, and I don't want to kill you. I want to help you.
Moonlight is a film directed by Barry Jenkins. Also written by Barry Jenkins.
Based on a play called
Black boys look blue in the moonlight or something. Something like that. Something about black boys look blue.
Something about black people.
Yeah, something about black people.
Was it actually by him? Or
No, by someone else.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the best movies of the year.
It's a great, honestly. It's a great movie.
Super fucking good.
Actually, I have a thing to say about Moonlight. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I'll be honest with you guys, I don't like it that much.
This is contrived, isn't it?
Honestly, there's too much fucking black people in it.
There is not actually, like, seriously, there is not a single white person in this movie. There are zero white people.
That's the fucking point.
No, yeah, but it's funny that there's like literally no white people whatsoever.
I hate for that, honestly. I think that's just very fucking selfish of them to have
not hoarding all
a
the
white
black
person,
people, all those delicious black men.
It's like fucking Christ.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Dude, you're such a good actor.
I just think that there's like not enough of like the other culture of people. Yeah. It's just all black
White
people.
Genocide.
And another thing
White genocide.
Another thing is, okay, let's be honest here. This movie totally fucking ripped off Boyhood. It really did. It really
took
did.
12 years to make.
It didn't even take 12 years to make. Boyhood took 12 years to make. That's what makes it so fucking great. This movie fucking sucks.
Yeah,
it's like
he like pretended to shoot it for
like
how long now?
It took 12 months.
Barry Jenkins.
12 months.
Yeah,
but he edited it like a faggot.
Barry Jenkins is like, you know, I fucking love Boyhood. I'm gonna make my own Boyhood, and then he's
Black
like,
Boyhood.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna make it black because black people are the only ones that matter. Is that what you're trying to fucking say to us, Barry Jenkins?
White genocide.
I just don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Fucking kill me.
Too much black people. You guys can share your thoughts. I'm fucking done talking about Moonlight. Come here, Sandy.
Well, after that, I mean, I had to kind of rethink my thoughts on the movie. Honestly, he brought up some pretty valid points.
I convinced you guys a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you Kevin.
I think I'm racist now.
That was a great movie. I disagree with everything I said.
One of the best movies of the year.
Is it recording?
That'd be really sad if it wasn't.
No, yeah, it's recording. Okay.
I would kill myself. Yeah, one of the best movies of the year. Almost the best. If it weren't for La La Land, it'd be the best.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, La La Land had to swoop in and just be like, nope!
Well, I don't know.
It's good.
There might be a few other movies I like.
I'd say for me, it's Swiss Army Man, Moonlight.
Hey, we're saving that for another video.
La La Land.
We're saving that for another video. We're saving that for another video.
This is just, I'm mentioning it. I'm not going to talk about it.
What movie did he say?
Spoilers.
What movie did he say? I didn't hear. What was this?
Swiss Army Man.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's very Wong Kar-wai-esque. I see some Wong Kar-wai influences.
Agree to disagree. Teach their own, but go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much to say about it. It's just a really good movie.
There's a lot to say about it.
Alright, say it.
It's amazing.
Say it other than, it stars black people. What do you got to say about it? What's good in this movie?
Well,
there's not even a fucking Moonlight in the
black
movie.
people in it.
This is fucking amazing. That's why, guys, we just can't fucking talk about this movie.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Well, I mean, it's a really fucking good screenplay. And it just progresses I haven't seen it. It's been a while, because we saw it in October.
Well, we saw it. Me and Kevin saw it recently.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it recently.
Oh.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since we last saw it.
But it's just like it's one of those movies where the screenplay is just so deftly handled. There are a few films in memory, Wong Kar-wai films in this, for instance, but also like Paris, Texas, where like the screenplay just knows exactly what it's doing and exactly how the audience is going to respond to what it's doing.
Paris isn't in Texas. It's in Germany.
But yeah, and it's such a deftly handled screenplay. And I think one of the things I love most about it is just how it doesn't go the easy route. It could have easily been really tear jerky and really manipulative in the wrong way.
But it didn't go that way.
In the cheap way. But it just, all the emotions are so real and perfect in their execution.
It captures
through the screenplay and the direction.
Yeah.
And it all, like, it just orchestrates so perfectly. Where, like, someone like me who, like, studies screenplays, like a little baby boy, I'm just, like, looking at it and I'm just like, wow, just great decision, great decision, great decision, great decision, great decision, great decision, great decision. And it's like, it's too good. It's so good.
The entire third act when he's an adult.
The third act was so amazing.
The whole sequence in the diner, I was fucking sucked into the movie.
Yeah, speechless.
I was like, I don't want this to end.
It's so
I don't want this
good.
to end. I just want this to keep going.
And then, like, that scene's really interesting because it even sort of it could have gone this very tear-jerky way.
Oh, yeah.
But it stifles itself. And it's a really interesting thing. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the jukebox. And it's just like, it stifles that.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, it's like directed in this very subjective way almost.
Mm-hmm.
This way that's like, kind of like in the mind of the character, sort of. And so that stifling is like, I don't, it just makes perfect sense.
Did it in the most realistic way possible.
Yeah. It's just so good. Well, someone pointed out very interestingly, actually, this film has a lot of cliches in it. But it handles these cliches.
Like what?
Well, he's being bullied, and his mom doesn't like him, and she's a drug addict. But the thing is, though, like, not in a negative way, though. It handles these cliches in a way that feels completely new and fresh.
Yeah.
And it creates a completely different perspective of these... cliche might not necessarily be the best word, but like these familiar ideas.
So basically...
Tropes, essentially.
Basically, we've seen this movie before, but it's just done in a new, fresh way.
And, not necessarily seen this movie before, but...
Both through an African-American lens and through an LGBT lens.
Well, not even
What the
that.
fuck did you just say?
Through an African-American lens and through a LGBT lens.
Yes.
No, LGBTQ. They put a P there now.
Oh, because of pansexuality?
No, pedophiles.
No, it's LGBTQIA+.
Plus P.
Plus P?
P is pedophiles. Like, I'm dead serious.
No, they won't consider that.
Anyways, Moonlight. Me and you were, because I noticed when we were the only one in the theater. And
really?
Yeah, we were the only one.
Oh, that's sad.
Because we went to the very last showing. Actually.
Oh, really?
It was like 10-something. I mean, I doubt anybody would see it that late, but...
Oh, yeah.
It was at the third act when they're in the diner. And the guy's like, I forget his name, but he's like, yeah, I brought you in here because this song reminded me of you. And you put that song on. It's like a pretty emotional scene, right?
Yeah.
But like, there's like this one moment where it cuts back to Black.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, Sharon.
Yep.
And like it kind of like zooms into his face, and he's just like, and it's so fucking funny. Because like we just started laughing in the theater. Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
It's like it was like so serious, and it was so like well made, and he's like. Just like looks back at him and he's just like nods his head and like zooms into his face.
Oh, Kevin, right? When he zooms out. We're talking about Kevin or Black?
I'm talking about the Sharon.
Oh, okay.
No, Kevin. He was like really good. He's like just like listening to the song and then like cuts to Sharon. He's just like.
Well, I mean,
it's very awkward intentionally, like because they haven't met each other, they haven't seen each other in like years.
It's cute. It's not.
Well, no, it's not like it's sort of It's like I said, it's kind of awkward because there's all of these like unspoken emotions between the two.
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
and they don't know how to
it's
express
not like
it,
the bad kind of awkward. It's
a good kind of awkward.
It's like it's a quaint, it's a quaint, kind of cute kind of awkward.
Yeah,
it's like, and it's true.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's good.
And I think it's probably like the best, best LGBT movie I saw. I mean, in general, I think it's. I mean, like. I think the problem with a lot of like something like Rent, it's like when it views like LGBT culture, it's like
Rent's
yeah, and there's the movie too. It glorifies it to like hell, and it's like to the point where it's unrealistic. It's
We're gay. Woo!
That's how it actually is. Because they're just people. Like
there's people,
else.
yeah.
And this guy, he's just a guy, and like
the film though, what's magical about this film, why I like it so much, is it doesn't feel political in the slightest. And what I mean by that is it feels like transcendent in the sense that this doesn't just apply to gay people or black people, but this applies to everyone.
It does apply to everyone.
Because ultimately, it's not just about being gay or being black. It's about finding yourself. And
but that's
being
what also
yourself.
makes it. But that's the thing. That's why I think it also makes it just a really good LGBT story.
Yeah.
Great African American.
Because it's not about that.
Yeah.
Literally, or it is
or like
literally
it's not focusing on that too much. It's just it's because you're looking at the person underneath and then the culture like seeks that. And then, I mean, not that we should really judge that, but that's why it just really works overall, I think. And it's just a really good story.
It's magic, man.
It's magic.
Magic. But what I was saying is, it applies to everyone.
It's one of my favorite like coming of age films too.
It's very much coming of age, and just it's so
I just like
so
I like when I heard the idea it's like three different. It's so simple that you only see him at three different points. You see him when he's like a child and a teenager and an adult. And when I heard that, like somehow I knew the movie was just gonna be fantastic.
You watched the trailer, and I was at the moment I saw the trailer, I was like, this is gonna be like the best movie of the year. Still, no problem. Easy to say that, and it turned out to be one of them.
But it's been a good year for movies. So.
It's been a really good year for movies, boys.
And it's still December.
It's still 2016.
It still is.
Carrie Fisher isn't dead.
Who?
What? Moonlight's probably my second favorite movie of the year.
Spoilers! Talk about that.
Okay. What time is it?
Enough time.
What else is it? Oh, go ahead.
Space Cop.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
You sure about that? Moonlight.
No, Moonlight's good. I mean, what? No, I fucking hate it. It sucks.
Closing thoughts on Moonlight.
Black people. What?
Closing thoughts on Moonlight.
It's a special movie. It's real good.
I'm sure there's more to talk about, but I can't think of anything.
I haven't seen it. I need to see it again. I have a theory. I can't necessarily confirm this entirely because I haven't seen it in a while, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the film is sort of shot differently, or at least shot directed differently at each act. Where the beginning is very the camera is very chaotic, almost a lot of handheld and chaotic as hell and free almost. The second one it's more controlled, and it becomes progressively more and more controlled as he controls who he is, he stifles who he is essentially.
That's why I wonder, did they take some time filming between these acts?
Because I mean, you look at especially there's a specific shot in the beginning of the film when you are first introduced to the main character.
They each seem like they're filmed differently.
Yeah, because I mean, what I'm talking about is he's being chased by the bullies, and the camera's just it's all over the place, and that really is a good example of that. And then the camera seems a lot more controlled.
Well, yeah, it's just because
further on in.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that the idea is, as he stifles himself more, as he hides who he is, the camera becomes more controlled, more locked down.
Maybe Barry Jenkins just said, "Fuck it, I can't do this anymore." After the first,
he's just like, I don't like that kind of style.
He just
anymore.
had somebody else direct it for the next two acts.
He had Kevin James do it.
Yeah, Kevin James is great. Yoga Hosers is a good movie. You guys should go watch it.
It's a Kevin Smith.
Also interesting.
Kevin James is Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Same fucking thing.
In each of those acts, it feels like it's after something. All his the things that things that happened to him were between the acts, right? You know what I mean? When you go to Act 2, it's already it's already past the death of
his
father figure. Character. And
because it's this idea that time is still happening between what you're seeing.
It's you don't really you see the results of his
in a way, yeah.
And in the third act, it's passes. You just skip all over his jail time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and you just focus on what happened afterwards.
Because in a way, it's not focusing on like the events, but on the character.
Yeah.
And that's where it's focusing, not necessarily on like things happening.
And his particular progression.
Hey, sir.
And you don't see that progression from like from teenager to adult to him, but you can tell what it is. But I mean, that's the thing.
A lot of it is implied. And
you see directly from his result. It's ambiguous. Like each like different version of him is like juxtaposed between each other. It's like
exactly.
They're completely different, but they're the same person.
Exactly. Through the eyes.
Yep.
Really good.
Yep.
A+.
Watch it.
It's a fucking great movie, honestly.
Great movie.
It's just really good.
Go watch it.
One of the best.
Go watch it.
Watch it.
Or the race war will kill you.
Manchester by the Sea.
Where are we?
Manchester by the Sea.
What did you think of Manchester by the Sea, Sammy?
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
The editing was awful.
Cinematography was pretty bad too, honestly.
The cinematography is fine.
No, but sometimes you can see the film.
What the fuck? You guys are talking shit about this movie?
The editing is awful, but
When-
the cinematography is fine.
When we're at the theater, you can sometimes see like the dark, the film grain or like
You mean
the
noise?
The noise when it's like a night show.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I know.
That must have been with the projector, maybe.
Nah,
I didn't see any noise.
That was the projector's fault, Kevin.
I'm pretty sure. It was.
I didn't notice.
It was a Regal theater, though, so that's why.
That's probably why. The Regal fucking sucks.
It wasn't the really bad one, but still pretty bad.
Edwards.
Oh. Where'd you go to see it?
It was the
Edwards.
Corona one.
Oh. It's a good movie!
It's good.
It's a really great screenplay.
Great.
The same thing with Moonlight. It's just really good. You just
really
can't
good.
really say much to say about it.
It's really good.
Although there are definitely reasons why as to it's not as good as Moonlight.
Yeah, the editing is awful.
No, not the editing.
The editing is awful.
How's it?
It's not necessarily awful in like... it's not offensively bad. You don't go, oh my god, the continuity, what's happening? But it's way too all over the place.
The thing I don't understand is...
It doesn't let the emotions breathe very much. It's always stifling every like emotion.
Are you talking about like when it like goes like flashbacks?
No. I'm talking about just the basic scene stuff.
I didn't
Like the
notice
time spent between a shot.
I thought it was okay.
I didn't notice
I
it.
thought it was
There's an instance specifically in the hospital where when he just finds out that blank has died, and he's in the hallway, and it's this like you get like a shot reverse of like the group in the hallway
Somebody dies?
of like 4 people. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it'll just like it'll cut between those really fast, and it'll cut like a small chunk of that group, and then it's another small chunk of that group, and it's too much. It's pointlessly all over the place.
I didn't really notice.
I didn't either.
But if I didn't really notice, it probably should be okay.
Oh yeah.
But I
But it's
mean,
still a
like,
problem.
I don't know. But
The directing is really good. It's really simple. A lot of people say it's not stylistic, but it's not stylistic. But that doesn't mean it's not good.
Yeah.
It serves its purpose perfectly.
It's trying to capture, it's like life. It's a very slice of life movie.
Life.
I like to call this slice of life movie.
Life.
I don't know if that. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just it happens when when a family member dies. It's just
Captures it perfectly.
I mean, it doesn't has unique ones. It's not like a pure like the.
It's fucking
It's
pure.
more of a
Kevin.
character study.
It's
kind of.
fucking pure.
No, it's not like like every other one. There are some,
Yeah.
They had some drama for Casey Affleck's character, and the teenager has his own sort of like characteristics, things like that. And you were saying like people thought like
The one thing that people complained about was
the boy.
one of the characters was fucking awful in it. I didn't think
His
it was awful
performance
at all.
wasn't bad.
no,
It wasn't bad.
His performance is okay. And
It
the
wasn't
character,
amazing.
That was his character.
It made sense for his character,
His character.
why he behaved that way, but like
I mean,
it
he's
wasn't.
not
It wasn't necessarily amazing, but there was no point that it hurt the effectiveness of the film or the emotions.
And I think the point of the film was like he's just some dumb, stupid teenager.
Yeah, I don't
And
really
how
know
he
what his
reacts to his father's death was like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know specifically.
That's
what
probably
his
how
complaints
for
are.
like a person like that would probably
Just because he's like an
that's
asshole kid, they're like, I
He has,
fucking
like,
hate
he
that
has, like,
character.
an emotional wall.
Yeah.
Over. himself.
But it's
sort of.
like it's just how he. It's supposed
That's
to
how
be
it
like
is.
that.
It makes sense.
And yeah, I mean his dad died. I mean it's like sad.
I'm sure that's how
I mean,
a kid would act.
After that, he's pretty much an asshole. But still, that's the point of the character is just that is who he is. Is like he's like, you know, that average dumb suburban teenager, and he's kind of a dick and selfish. But you know, like his dad died, and the fact is that, you know, Casey Affleck's gonna have to look after him. You know,
some other people said that the character reveal, was poorly timed. Which I don't agree with either. I think it's perfectly timed.
I just sort of knew, like, it was going to be, like, okay, it was going to be a car accident, or it was going to be, like, fire.
Yeah, that's
like,
the point,
because I thought maybe, like, he... like,
it draws attention to that, like, he had...
Because I knew it wasn't going to be, like, he accidentally, like... they did go there already. He accidentally killed him because it was his fault. But I didn't know... I thought maybe, like, someone murdered... I know they were going to where, like, someone murdered his family. Because, like, narratively, that wouldn't really work. Because, like, then
it'd be weird.
Why would you not focus on, like, who the person was?
Yeah.
So I knew that was going to be something like that. And I knew it had to be something like, you know, family death. So it's either, like, going to be car accident or going to be fire. Sure enough...
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Fire! Dead by fire. Although, I have to admit, I didn't really expect, like, how they were going to say, like, oh, it was Kate. Oh, it's because I did leave the screen on and they all died.
I'm saying people's problem with it was where it was placed.
I know, but it's just I thought it really could have been, like, any fucking time, honestly.
That's not true. I think the placement of a reveal like that is very important. And a lot of people said it's too late in the film, which I think is kind of weird because it's in the second act.
Yeah,
it's in, like, the middle of the second act. It's like almost like right smack in the middle of the film.
Yeah, I thought it was perfect.
It makes sense contextually where it's placed. Like it's almost like a force. The memory is forced on him, like he's been blocking it, and because it's almost like he's triggered almost in a way.
Like, why don't you want to watch your nephew?
And then
like,
boom, it's triggered. Yeah, exactly. It makes sense contextually for where it's placed, but also narratively because the first part of the film is about the brother's death, but the second part is about him looking after his adopted son, and that happens right before that he has to do that. So all of that part of the narrative makes sense with that bit of information in mind, and makes those emotions more powerful with that bit of information in mind.
I just didn't really feel anything, I guess.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, it was pretty, like...
For one, that was because I was certainly expecting it, and, like, when it finally came along, I was like, yeah, there you go. And then even narrative placement wise, I was just sort of like, yeah, it's like probably about the time when they showed it. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's just like, I mean, I was still affected by it. It works. It still makes it a good movie. It's just like, you know, I didn't really like feel like
I think,
oh my god,
because I think the movie is very upfront that something happens.
Well, yeah,
I think what happens isn't necessarily important or like I mean, it could have been anything really. It's the circumstances that caused it, right? And so, like, because basically it's why the character is behaving the way he's behaving, and why he is who he is at this point in his life.
Like narratively, it all makes sense. I'm not saying there doesn't need to be that scene, and like it's just like it's just I don't know. Like maybe it could have, maybe like I don't know. Maybe it would have been actually a little more surprising if they had shown it at a different time. For me, I don't know. Maybe a little bit early.
I don't think it was supposed to be surprising.
No, I know. I mean, not surprising, but like effective in some way. And like, but because like I don't know, like, or maybe because like some people didn't even know it at all, so maybe it's just me. Because I mean, I'm not trying to say, just because I saw it before everybody else, it doesn't means I know everything. But like, I don't know. But it's just that when we're talking too much about that scene, but it's I thought it was okay handled. It did its service pretty well, I think. But that's sort of the thing, though. I think the thing is the movie's like really well done, but it accomplishes just
I think it's amazing, honestly.
I think it's great.
In a way, it's almost a little bit kind of not directorially, but narratively kind of Wong Kar-wai-esque with this kind of like idea of like unspoken emotions, and like there's a lot of weight put on silence in this film. And people not saying things and not doing things, which I think is what makes it really stand out against other dramas that focus on similar circumstances, where like all the characters are expressing their emotions very verbally, whereas like a lot of what happens in this film is about people not doing things, which is very interesting. I thought.
I like Casey Affleck.
Actually, honestly,
Casey Affleck as well.
to be honest, I'm not too sure about Casey Affleck.
What about his performance did you not like?
Sometimes he just felt a little too. I understand that's his character. I understand 100% that that's his character. That he's like a hermit, this quiet asshole hermit.
Mm.
But like, I don't know, for some reason, like it didn't always sell me. I don't have no idea why. But I mean, like when I do see like when you see like his old like the past self before the tragedy happened. Yeah, he's really good. So maybe I'm just an asshole, but I don't know. but
fuck you, Kevin.
But I don't know. Like it's just I wouldn't want to say it's like Oscar worthy. I don't know why.
I think there are better performances this year, but I think it does what it's supposed to do very effectively.
Yeah, I mean it does. It does
because essentially he's kind of like built a wall, and the good acting comes through like the breaking down of that wall at certain points in there, but also almost like the stifling of that emotion as well, where like he doesn't go to like there isn't a catharsis.
Yeah,
and that might be it. Is there's just no catharsis because that's really not the point, you know.
I just feel like maybe it was a little too obvious. Like it's like yeah, it's definitely has that wall. And like, and I just wish they had like some, because like it's not like people like it's not like he would still have some charisma that he would still have, you know. And there's not really much of that, but I mean I don't know. But so it's just his character is just stifled guy with a past, and then eventually he goes back. And I guess Casey Affleck made his director, so I don't know. So that's why
I don't agree.
I think it's fine.
He's good. He's a good move.
Everyone else is pretty good though.
Yeah, Michelle Williams.
Yeah, she's really good.
Who's that? Is it the
and the surprise cameo by Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, he was awesome.
That was a great scene.
That was a good scene.
This film had really good production design as well. Did you notice? Like the sets looked really good.
Yeah.
They were really like. It might have been the set decoration or the production design, but like a lot of the sets had like a very like lived-in feeling to it. Like and just like really minor sets had a really nice look. Like there was like the place where his employer worked, the janitor guy. Like the set looked really cool. There was like papers everywhere, and it just had this really real feeling to it.
It felt very homey.
Honestly,
very homey.
I'm pretty sure like a lot
sets.
of it was shot on location too.
I don't know about like just the interiors.
I mean, sometimes the houses, I'm pretty sure like were probably some sets.
Yeah,
but like,
well, I'm talking more about like the interiors.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like the inside the houses. I mean, they're sets, but I mean, like the interiors of like probably some other places were probably like on location.
Because,
like,
but also like,
but the point is, it's just because it's because it's trying to capture real life.
Yeah. And like the
subtleties of life.
Well, another really good example of like really good production design is like the house, Matthew Broderick's house. That's why I thought about that.
Yeah.
You know exactly who that family is.
Yeah,
just by the environment.
Just by the environment.
Yeah.
That's what production design should be.
It's brilliant production design.
That was
really
probably
good.
that stuff like that. Yeah.
And there's a lot of like telling the story with the environment, which was very interesting. I thought
it's it's East Coast sea porn.
East Coast sea porn.
What? There's a lot of like
East Coast imagery.
Yeah, there's a lot of like
us West Coasters definitely don't do that. Us Californians.
The film
definitely
score
don't do
was
that.
really interesting as well.
I don't really remember much of the score, but I thought it was okay. I thought it was.
I don't remember the score either.
It was weird. It had like this choral kind of.
Actually, I don't remember most music being in the movie at all.
Oh, there was loads of music. There was loads of music. I'll get some up.
Yeah, the SpongeBob soundtrack. Yeah, because like there was some like nautical.
It was very choral and really almost like church music in a weird way.
Yeah. The only real music that I really remember was during the tragedy reveal scene. That's about it. And maybe during the credits.
That's not good. That's really cool. I really like that. Yeah. That's really cool.
Turn off. Copyright.
You can't do more than 15 seconds.
I don't give a shit. That's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I can remember now.
Yeah.
That's like...
Yeah, I mean...
the film creates a very interesting tone and like aesthetic through its music and the production design and the cinematography.
Honestly, it's kind of just like an indie movie. You know?
That's not how I mean...
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just... I don't know. It's like... Yeah.
Well, I mean, most good movies. I mean, La La Land's an indie movie.
And that had
The Witch
style.
is an indie movie.
That had this style that goes beyond
And
its own.
Moonlight Hat is an indie movie.
That goes beyond its own form.
Well,
It transcends its form.
Swiss Army Man
Well,
is the most
And it creates its own unique
movie.
identity. This
well,
one for
does
me,
too, though.
it does. It
I
does
don't
have
know.
its own identity. It's just very its identity is just how
Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like.
how it's written.
I don't see what you mean by that.
It's how it depicts life. It's the movie specifically how it does it, and how you were saying through production design, through acting, through setting, through environment, and its characters, its own characters. That's the thing. That's where its identity comes from. I think.
Okay.
And some of its directing choices and its editing choices and its music. It was just a good.
It was a good movie.
Good
Really, just purely
It makes you think about life.
effective. Very
slice of life.
purely like functional. Functional is the best word. It's just an incredibly functional film where everything is not necessarily working towards like style or like these like really big things, but just purely doing exactly what it needs to do. And I like that kind of stuff.
But that's also why something like Moonlight and La La Land probably, or why they're better.
They stand out more because they have
They-
more of an identity, perhaps.
No, it's just they try to they accomplish more, and they aim to accomplish more.
I
and
think
they
this
do.
accomplishes quite a bit.
No, it accomplishes a lot, but Moonlight and La La Land accomplished more,
I see.
and they did it perfectly.
I know what you're saying.
And this one did it all. The thing is that these two films, they did exactly what they needed to do perfectly. That's why Manchester by the Sea is a great film.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, just
those other films are setting out to do something bigger. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
but it's still. I'm not. I know. I'm like when I'm saying this, I'm like, it's just like, but no, it's a really great movie. It's a really great movie.
Samuel L. Jackson, what are you doing?
That fucking bitch out!
So just get it on.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they
What are you
Hey,
doing?
Sammy.
Where? He might not be in frame over there.
I know he's on a frame.
He's not in frame.
What?
Sammy's not in
Sammy!
frame.
Sammy?
He's not in frame, guys.
Sammy?
I gotta adjust the camera so that he can be in frame. I gotta adjust the camera so that he can be in frame. Is he? Can we see? Is he in frame? Guys,
No.
is he in frame?
No.
Is he in frame?
Technically, he is,
Technically, yeah, I guess.
but there's a
Okay,
huge wall
we
blocking
can
him.
keep going. We can keep going, guys.
Alright. But anyways, yeah, Manchester's
It's just a really good movie.
It was great.
Really good movie.
I liked it.
Probably top 10 of the year still.
I'd
Yeah.
say top 10, yeah.
I like it.
Nocturnal Animals.
I want my Sammy back. I want him back. I want Sammy back.
Dude, what's wrong with you? Seriously.
I want Sammy back.
Why do you care about that so much? Why do you care about it so much?
Because he's Sammy. He's a new addition to the show.
It's honestly a little creepy.
Wait, what?
Fuck you guys.
I already did last night.
Nocturnal Animals.
The most
Directed by Tom Ford.
stylistically well-directed man movie of the year. It's so differently told. But the story is just kind of simple.
It's good. I don't know. What do you mean?
It's good.
Maybe on the surface level, but the way it's pretty damn great, subtextually speaking. But I think the movie doesn't necessarily work on an emotional level. It's more on like a intellectual level, maybe. I guess
Yeah.
it's more like food for thought than an emotional experience.
It's just that, like when you take it to the bare bones story, it's pretty simple. It's just there was a relationship that happened.
But that's not really a negative thing, is it?
Let me explain. A relationship that happened. Guy was upset that the girl left her because of this is business reasons, life reasons. And then she's at a terrible point of her life, and then he gets back at her. And the story of the book is basically just a metaphor for his feelings and basically his development. The book is basically his character, honestly. But it's just told in a really, really, really neat way, really great way, I think. And works. And it's a great movie.
This is a great
movie.
Great movie.
With absolutely no blocking whatsoever.
Great movie.
Great movie with really sporadic editing.
But it's good.
But it's pretty dang good.
I think it's definitely one of the best directed movies of the year.
Yeah.
I'm kind of off and on about his direction. I think on one hand it's really interesting, and I think it gets the sort of artsy side of direction really well. But I think just the purely functional side of it, I honestly, in some ways, I think he completely misses. Just the basic functional stuff. Like I said, blocking, for instance, where this film has no blocking, aside from one scene, which is the kidnapping scene, which just has really awkward blocking. I feel like a lot of the scenes, like there's just this kind, like it's really interesting and really good in a lot of ways, but there's just this sort of like underlying just kind of emptiness to a lot of the scenes.
That's the thing with me too. Like
it's
really well directed, but there's just not much really going on.
Well, it's like I said, it's like well directed on one end
in terms of its thematic elements.
Yeah. Like there are a few touches specifically that I think are fucking awesome. Like in the book when you see the wife and daughter killed, and then when she calls her daughter, and the framing and the composition of those two shots mirror each other. That's fucking brilliant. And there's a few touches like that are really fucking brilliant. But then just the scene by scene, basic, simple part of direction, I feel like is kind of lacking in some ways. Like I said, blocking and editing. Like, the editing is really strange. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
I thought it was totally okay.
It's above average and really great.
No, I mean, okay, so like, it did a great job. I thought it did just a decent job. And like, yeah, I think there wasn't really much blocking because like everyone just sort of like stands in one place, right?
They stand in one place, sit down, and they just reverse shot everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess, I mean, I don't know. It's like, as long as you didn't fucking notice. But,
I did notice, though.
Yeah, I guess so. And, I don't know, like, when they were doing the, when you're talking about the kidnapping scene, like the whole entire sequence, well, even though it's the only one that has blocking, I don't know, it felt disorienting, you know? And maybe it's because it's like that weird blocking. I don't know.
It felt really awkward and not right. But like not in a servicing the plot kind of way, and more in just like this just doesn't feel right.
Well, someone who didn't really notice it. I thought it was a really well effective sequence, and maybe that's sort of like weird editing and the sort of like it could be probably the blocking, the weird blocking probably helped it.
Like I like that scene. I like the scene and how it's like obviously how it's servicing the thematics of the film and what it does for the character in that scene. But just the bare bones, simple, nitty gritty part of it just doesn't feel fully fleshed out as it could have been.
Yeah, that whole scene was fucking unnerving. The book,
it kept you on edge.
Yeah, it did. Aaron Taylor Johnson's fucking awesome. He's great in this movie.
Really good.
He chews the shit out of that scenery.
Plays a good psychopath. Makes me want to fuck.
He does sort of choose the scenery, but yeah, I see that.
He chews the shit out of that scenery.
I did kind of notice that, but it's still pretty good though. Pussy was kind of creepy, although a little exaggerated, but pretty creepy.
I was on the edge of my seat.
I was on the edge of my seat because I was masturbating the whole time.
Remember the very opening scene?
That's great. That's why I was masturbating, in fact.
And one person actually
got up and left?
No. One of the workers, one of the ushers, came in right when that scene started.
Oh.
With all the naked fat ladies dancing. It was fucking awesome. He's looking at the screen like... And he just kept doing his job.
Is this when we saw it?
Yeah, this is when we saw it.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That's awesome. What theater was it?
It was the same one, the Edwards.
Okay, yeah. That's great. Yeah, that's a really great way to open a film.
It was.
Wow. Yeah, it was just perfect.
Yeah.
Just, when I saw it, I was just like, Here we go.
It gets you right in the mood and the tone of the film.
This is a really artsy film, but since it has that story, which is sort of like some neo-revenge western story.
Yeah, exactly. That's
anyone could get into it, I think.
Well, I don't know if this is necessarily a fact, but I think the real life sections of the film are shot on digital, and the book is shot on film. I know for a fact the book is shot on film.
Yeah,
really?
That's probably that probably helps distinguish.
Because it has this almost like grindhouse exploitation film feel to it in some ways. It has this sort of like familiar iconography of a thriller.
I saw it a second time, which I didn't want to do, but a friend of mine wanted to see it. But like I remember, like just there's like some dad like
didn't want to.
I didn't really want to, but like there's some dad in it in the theater, and I could tell when the opening sequence happened, like he's like, oh my god, what am I getting into? I could tell from like I could see from my peripheral vision. But when it got to the actual like book story, I mean, he was into it. I noticed he was into it. He was like, oh my god. So maybe this is a good way to like help for like it's
introduce the general audiences to more artsy shit.
Yeah.
Like it's been advertised in a lot of ways as like a edgier seat thriller, but it doesn't really operate like
I don't think it's that much of a thriller aside
really.
from the book story.
The book story, but the actual is just a simple human story.
Yeah.
A little over exaggerated because of like the richness feel. There's a lot of good concepts, a lot of good points,
themes, all those themes and stuff.
You know,
it's a lot about like
rich culture,
interpretation of art. Because in a way, it's like this is an art film about where you can interpret it, but it's also about interpretation, which is really interesting. Because the themes in the film as a whole are about interpretation. So you're interpreting themes about interpretation. It's very interesting.
So I'm always wondering if the book sequence is like, I'm pretty sure it's like Amy Adams' imagination, her version of the story, like how she views it.
Probably, yeah.
Or is it just a general,
probably. That's what I'm imagining. It's how she sees it. Because it makes
but then
sense.
because then that would make a lot of sense. Because then it's sort of like she sees Edward as the main character, and she sees sort of herself.
That's exactly how it is. I'm pretty sure.
So that's probably why it affects it the most. So
basically,
totally in that case, it's actually technically Technically, the entire movie is like one subjective perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah. It works a lot of different. It's told like different ways, but it's like from like one perspective, which is probably why it helps and keeps it sort of focused in that way. Mm-hmm. A lot of parallels are made between like also the character in that story, like and Amy Adams. Like like sometimes when he's like when he's like in a shower or like when he's in the bath or something like that, it cuts to her in the bath. Yeah. Like and you know. She feels it.
I said this before to someone else, but it's essentially montage theory is, right? Yeah. Where you pair two images through editing together and you create a third meaning. Mm-hmm. It's essentially the screenwriting equivalent of that, where you pair two scenes together and create a third meaning. In a way, right? And it's operating like a montage, except not through editing, but through the story itself, in a way.
Yeah, the movie's really good.
It's a good movie.
It's probably one of my top 10 favorites.
Top 10 for me, definitely.
Even though it's not really exactly saying exactly much.
Not really, no.
But it's like...
doesn't offer anything.
I would say the movie's like a good 8 or 9, honestly. Yeah. But, because like, the thing is like, it's told very well. I think. Yeah. But the actual core of the story... It's just sort of simple. That's the thing.
Well, what do you mean by that, though? What do you mean by simple?
Like, it's just about, like, the entire point of the movie is just about how Jake Gyllenhaal's upset about Amy Adams being here, and then she feels guilty. The end.
But you almost state that as though it's like a negative thing. I don't. Never mind.
I don't know. Like, I don't
think it's a negative thing at all.
Because it's sort of using...
But I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it basically means the movie just accomplished that, honestly. And it accomplishes it really well. And there's also a lot of interpretations about what you were saying, about interpretation of art, but that's sort of more of like a separate theme to it, in a way.
What do you mean?
That's separate to Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal's story.
Well, no, that's integral to it, essentially.
Oh, yeah, because about how Amy Adams is like interpreting his art. The movie's got 73%.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because of that opening sequence.
Probably.
That's probably just because
Everyone's
of that.
like, I'm done.
Max Landis, who I'm not a huge fan of, makes a very interesting point about Rotten Tomatoes and how it takes in everyone's opinion, including people who you would not agree with or who you think are stupid. Like, you'll read some of those blurbs and you're like, who the fuck wrote that? And you might look at the review and you're like, this is a fucking shit review. This guy reviews fucking Toy Story movies. He doesn't review art shit, you know?
Yeah.
And it, like, it doesn't matter. Like, everyone, it takes every opinion as equal in terms of, like, as terms in, like, critical value. So, like, there will be a critic who knows a lot more about film and understands it a lot more, who will love it, but there'll be a person who a normie, so to speak, who really doesn't know anything about it, and just like Jeremy Johns. No, I don't want to cast shade, but like a kind of less knowledgeable about film person. You'll take those two opinions as equal, and so therefore something like that can go
Isn't
down.
his opinion just as valid though?
Yes, but I'm saying in terms of criticism of a film.
The point, yeah,
You would give the critics like someone like Roger Ebert has more like
that's exactly why you're not supposed to view a Rotten Tomatoes as
exactly.
pure. It's just it's
But that's
it's
why
simple.
it has 70 something. It's
Just because
because there's people who don't really know very much
Rotten
about
Tomatoes
film.
is just a shitty site in general, honestly.
It's okay. I mean,
It's-
you don't take what it says as gospel, but if you just kind of like
I mean, I'm pretty sure if a movie has 0%, then that's probably a sign that it's bad.
I mean, there's also things like Neon Demon, which should get a very good Rotten Tomatoes score, but it's amazing. So.
I got like super mixed reviews, which I could definitely.
I mean,
see.
yeah, when it definitely comes to like art movies, I definitely take with a grain of salt because then it's like if it's like a simple movie like Star Wars or something like that,
100.
yeah.
Swiss Army Man has 68%.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Fucking ridiculous.
Well, it makes
I-
sense though.
yeah, I
because
don't
there's
agree
people
with
who don't understand why it's good.
I can see why, yeah.
They
But
don't
I just-
see why it's good, and so therefore their opinion is taken.
Well, it's not because they didn't see why it's good. It's probably just turned off a little bit too much from the imagery. You're saying, "What dick joke? This is stupid."
It's what I'm saying is
They didn't understand that.
people with personal prejudices against
The
ideas of the film.
Some people take these things too surface level.
Bye, everybody.
bye bye.
Their opinion is just as important as everyone else's, honestly.
Yeah,
They're the.
but I'm
they're-
saying
they're
in
the
terms
masses.
of someone who
There's only very few people in this earth whose opinions matter, Kevin.
none of our opinions matter. It's all
like
just
my
a void.
opinion.
Our opinions are the only ones that matter. You should listen only to us.
Show. You heard it.
Cool News Movie Show.
Are the opinions of the
Follow
only ones
us
that
like a cult. I'm Marilyn Manson. He's Ted Bundy.
matter?
He's not a cult leader.
I want
He's
to be
just a
Jeffrey
serial
Dahmer.
killer. What?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
No.
Yes.
I'm the Zodiac killer.
No, you're Charles Manson.
I thought we were talking about cults.
I'm talking about serial killers.
Why are you guys so fucking stupid? Just shut the fuck up.
I hate you too, George.
Shut the fuck up.
I love you.
No. Just stop.
My best friend.
Okay, we have to fucking talk to each other every fucking day. So how about you guys just shut the fuck up?
You know what?
Let's just no.
You're done.
No.
You're done.
I'm not done.
You're done.
We're stuck in here together.
Me and Kevin both
We're
agree
done.
that you're done. Sammy's gonna take your
Fuck
place
you,
now.
cunt.
Sammy's gonna take your
Go
place.
fuck yourself.
Sammy's gonna
Go fuck yourself.
Jordan, you're done.
What am I gonna do? Just sit in the corner while you guys fucking film or
Yes.
something?
Yes. Sammy is in the spotlight now.
Go fuck yourself.
I already did. I keep telling you guys this. I already did.
We don't need chairs. We don't need this. It's all fucking whatever.